Hey cuties! Welcome to my series where I'm making bad art for a year. It is week 19 of my challenge and the prompt this week is thread. I'm pretty excited actually about thread because I've been obsessed lately with cross stitch. I've done a few cross stitch designs for some of my friends. I've started some for myself. I'm not very good at completing them though. But I've been like having a really cute time making cross stitches. And when the prompt of thread came up, I thought, okay, yes, I'm gonna do a cross stitch design. I wasn't 100% sure what my cross stitch design would be. I still don't know. So I think what I'm gonna do is just do like some rough sketches in my book, see what I feel like doing, but I'm feeling like I wanna do something that's kind of motivational. This challenge has been really tough, I think, because I set out to do a year of bad art and I thought, yes, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be so fun. It's going to encourage me to create more regularly. But finding the balance between creating all the time and working and resting at a period there where I was quite unwell, it's been really difficult to try and find the balance of it all. So I want something that's kind of like going to motivate me to, you know, remind me that I can do this. Like, I can do so many things. I've done so many hard things in the past. I can bloody do this art challenge. So I just really want to like encourage myself. So that is what I'm thinking about making. Maybe it's going to say like, you can do it or something like that. Because also like I feel like we need that reminder every day, you know, like it's nice to be reminded that it's nice to encourage ourselves. It's nice to remind ourselves that we can do hard things. And that is also very, I think, reminiscent of like old cross stitches in the day, you know, like home is where the heart is and like sweet little things. And I think it'll be really nice. So that is what I'm thinking about making. I know that online there are a ton of resources for making your own cross stitch designs. I've never made one before. So my plan is to draw out how I want it to look, put it into this cross stitch generator design thing, see what happens, and then start it. I am a little bit concerned that it's going to be very time heavy. And like I just said, I've had a very hard time managing everything and balancing it all. So we'll see how we go, but hopefully it won't take too long. But I'm really excited to get started. So let's go design our own cross stitch for week 19 of bad art.
Okay cuties, so I'm going to show you a little bit of this design process. I started by drawing a design that I wanted to cross stitch. I settled on you can do it, it's nice and motivational. Once I finalized it and was happy, I went over to flosscross.com, which is a free cross stitch conversion website. Basically you upload your drawn design and it just turns it automatically into a cross stitch. You can play with all the settings, change the size. The smaller the canvas, the less details. I settled on a standard size. You can also automatically pick the colors, but you can change them yourself later. Then you come to the next page, where you edit the design. You can do so much in this, it's really cool. You can edit your design at each individual cross. All the tools you need are there. You've got paint, erase, fill color. You can add shapes. There's a straight line tool. You just play with it until you're happy. Then you pick the chart setting, which basically prints off how you're going to do the cross stitch. And yeah, it was so easy and simple, and I thought this was so awesome. Once I printed off my chart for my custom cross stitch design, I decided I wanted to go through my own collection of threads and see which ones I wanted to make it with. I have so many threads already, so I was hoping to use what I had on hand. But I actually wasn't super happy with the color choices, so I ended up actually going and getting some new ones. It was my first custom cross stitch and I just wanted the colors to be perfect. I've been wanting to do a custom cross stitch design for such a long time, and I couldn't believe how simple this ended up being. It makes me want to make cross stitch kits for people to stitch on their own, which I think would be really cool, but one idea at a time. Once I got the colours, I pulled out my Aida fabric, which is a specific cross stitch fabric, and I drew out my grid, which is only something I've started really doing recently to make sure that I don't miss any bits on my chart. I like using a chart on my fabric because it ensures that you don't get lost when you're working on a project, and the grid lines on the paper pattern are easier to follow. Numbered the sides, marked the center point so that I know where I'm going to start my stitching from, which is important. And then after that, I add some masking tape to the sides so that the fabric doesn't fray or get caught while I'm working with it. And then it was time to trim the little edges so that it's nice and clean, and I placed my embroidery hoop in the middle of the fabric. It's so important in this step to really secure it at this point because you don't want the stitches to be loose. You want them to be nice and tight so your design will come out looking beautiful. Then it was time to start stitching my design. I was so excited for this project, and it was so cool to see something I designed come to life in this way, but I think I wanted it to be too perfect, and then I started having doubts about whether it was actually bad or not. It's okay to want things to be perfect, but it shouldn't be the aim of a project like this. It was also taking me so long because all the bits I designed were so chunky, so I wasn't sure if I should keep going or not.
So I'm halfway through the thread prompt, and I've realised that I kind of bit off more than I could chew. I had a really awesome idea to do a cross stitch. I was going to do this, and I was feeling really excited about it, but it just was taking so long. And I think something that I've realized is I get really ambitious with these, which is incredible, and I think, you know, at times it's really awesome, but I don't have a lot of time. I work 4 days a week, and I like to rest a lot because that's what my body needs, and I just put so much pressure on myself to create perfect things. The whole point of this exercise is for me to not do that. I did finish that. That took me hours, and I remember just sitting there just thinking, I'm not really loving this, I'm not really enjoying it. I love cross stitch, and I was really obsessed with it a couple months ago. My love for it's kind of dwindled at the moment. So I think I'm going to start again, which is something that I hadn't done, but purely I just wanted to do something more simple, something that just wasn't going to take me forever, and just something that wasn't going to be so perfect. I'm putting pressure on myself to make things that are so perfect, and they don't need to be. And I think I'm realizing that now, and it's week 19 and I'm only realizing that now. I need to really just take some of the pressure off and give myself a break, that things don't have to be perfect. So I'm going to start again, which is something that I never really wanted to do, but it's just taking me too long. I'm not enjoying the process, and I want to enjoy the process of what I make. So my plan now is I've just got a canvas. Basically, I want to paint an abstract canvas, and then I want to put some thread over the top of it, do some thready things, maybe in some words. I'm not entirely sure yet, but it's also going to challenge me because it's not something that I've done before. Whereas cross stitch I've done a lot of. I can do that in my spare time. Doing something different is going to be a little bit funner for me, I think. So yeah, I am going to start the thread prompt again, and it's going to hopefully be abstract, and it's going to take some of the pressure off, and I'm excited to see what the final product ends up being. final product for week 19. Here it is. On the screen, I don't feel like looking at it, I'm like, I don't think you can actually see what it says, but it says, you can do it. I said I needed something motivational, and here it is. This still took me quite a long time. I think thread is just one that takes a little while, you know. I'd always wanted to try stitching a canvas, so that was really, really fun. At times a little bit difficult. I don't know how the footage ends up looking because it's a lot of maneuvering around, but hopefully it was a fun process to watch. I'm really enjoying painting abstract backgrounds. I really, really love that because I don't think about it. I pick out some colors, I put them down wherever I feel like. I do wonder if maybe I made the background of this a bit too interesting. But I'm not here to criticize my own work. I'm here to say, look, I made something, I did it. I feel proud that I've achieved it. Don't know if I absolutely love it, but that's okay. And yeah, just a little motivational thing to remind myself that I can do hard things because I'm a tough woman. Yeah, I hope you guys liked it. I hope you enjoyed watching my process, and I will see you next week for more bad art. Bye!